Hello, Mkhululi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you very much. How are you?
I am good. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
It's a pleasure.
So, how did you find out about the Silulo Foundation, and through the boot camps, what have you learned?
Oh, how I found out about the foundation was through Facebook.
Okay.
And what have I learned through the boot camps? A lot. Like stuff that I was totally unfamiliar, with the ins and outs of business. The only thing I really knew was my craft. So it really was an eye-opener.
Yeah, that's amazing. And which qualities do you think an entrepreneur needs to have, and which of those qualities are you most proud of having?
I think every entrepreneur definitely has to have perseverance and that eye in the brain of seeing things that don't yet exist.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a bit of madness, I suppose.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. And how did your journey start with design?
By accident.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, tell us about that.
And it's something I never used to stand. My grandmother used to sew, and I never used to understand why people can't just go to stores and buy stuff. Then when I went to, I first studied BCom at Rhodes. It didn't take. Then I went to do engineering at Bodotech. Then Bodotech, it didn't take. And I took a gap year. Then I went to live with my cousins who were dressmakers. Then I took a gap year, went to Dubai.
Oh, okay.
And that's where I fell in love with craft in general. Yeah. So, and it was, I would just get lost in Dubai, like go to tailors and people making jewelry and carpets. And I fell in love with the whole, craftsmanship of things.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Your grandma's probably like, okay, I see you. And what are you currently working on?
My teaching modules. That's what I'm doing now. And also, I'm compiling a wardrobe for my 2 dear clients.
Did you hear that? Compiling a whole wardrobe. That is amazing. Okay. And in your career, what are your biggest achievements?
I think my biggest achievements, it may sound odd. It's being able to train people and having them be able to put bread on the table with what I've shared with them. Apart from everything else, like the movie productions and everything, that's also, been quite a highlight, working on the Women King, and Shaka Zulu.
I hope you feel like it. Yes.
Scorpion King, and yeah.
That's amazing. Wow. Like, just says it so casually. Yeah, no, besides movie productions, I don't know, like just other things. All right. And what challenges have you faced along your journey that you were able to overcome?
Access to information or quality training. I think that's where my obsession for training stems from. That, the journey was unnecessarily long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That I wish I had, I wish I had meant like people were willing to share quite early on. So that's why I've decided to be that person.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. And how would you define success in your career?
Success is when you, for me in my career, or for me personally.
For you personally in your career, you can answer both.
Okay, for me personally, success is contentment. It's not necessarily measured in monetary terms. It's when I do something, then I can look at myself in the mirror and I say, it was worth doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I define success. And also in my career, I think it's related because it's a dog-eat-dog world, especially in film and in fashion.
Yeah.
So I think for me to be able to work at a level that I've worked on without having really stepped on anybody's toes and betrayed people and all of that, because it's that kind of industry. So to still be human and still, and being able to operate at a high level. That's quite an achievement.
That is.
Yeah, because
that is.
people have had to sacrifice a lot of themselves and to do things, undesirable things, to get to where I feel I am.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to do that.
Well, that's great. That's well done for getting that far. That's really great. And have your priorities changed from when you started your business compared to now?
Yeah, because I mean, at first there was no business to speak of. It was a hobby. Yeah, that made money, because often we confuse the two. When you have something that you can do, you're able to do, and that brings you money on the odd occasion, we tend to call it a business. So, you know, since I started with Silulo Foundation, that's when I realized, oh, there's a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, between a business and a hobby.
Okay, perks of Silulo Foundation, guys. It helps you bring clarity to what you're actually doing, and then do something about it, and helps you do something about it. So just take notes, Mandase. And to anyone, before I ask that question, I want to ask you, which designs are you most proud of?
Which designs am I most proud of?
Yes.
I think, you know, I'm proud of most of my clients' designs.
Okay.
Because I think whenever you're able to make a woman who doesn't consider herself beautiful say, you know, this is the most beautiful I've ever looked. So that's something to be proud of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. And to anyone pursuing a business in fashion, in film, in design, what words of encouragement do you have?
Don't do it. No, we're not doing it.
Cut.
No, I'm joking. It's one of those things. It's a very, very difficult industry, you know, and the problem is a lot of people glamorize the world. They always make it seem like a fancy, glamorous thing. It isn't. You know, there are a lot of sleepless nights, and chances are you will starve for a very, very long time before you make it. So if you have any other options, pursue those first. And yeah, that's basically what you know, what I can say. But be incredibly passionate about it, and also really understand what it is about fashion that you love, because a lot of people, I find, they're confused. Some people love dressing well, they think they can be fashion designers, but they're meant to be stylists. So you need to really define what avenue of fashion do you really fit into. Are you a designer? Are you a stylist? Are you a buyer? Are you a this? You know, because a lot of people, you find they are more the other thing than the other. Then they end up being slotted into something else, and they end up sucking at it. So you need to really do that homework, you know, and really investigate what it is that you really love. Then you'll excel in that.
Okay, so identify or define your passion, and you will excel with persistence, the love for what you do, and patience. So you got it, Mandase. Do not give up. Do not do it. Go for it, and you can do it. I believe in you. Thank you so much, Mkhululi, for being here on the show. Family, do not forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Bye.